I can say one thing about Jim Moran. He is always there for the 8th District. When you invite him to come to something, he does, and I hear this time and time again. And I see it in people's eyes, how much they appreciate him. And I do think that he really loves the 8th District. And I can say I'm 100% with him. This is the most fabulous district that I think I've ever been to, with fabulous neighborhoods that we've all been talking about all night. So I am an independent, fiscally responsible, socially inclusive, and I believe we need a strong national defense. So what does that mean? Fiscally responsible. It means I think we really do have plenty of money. We're just not putting it in the right places, that we do have a lot of government waste, and we can solve this. Socially inclusive. I have respect for everyone. I think that women deserve their rights, and I especially think they deserve to have the right to choose, and I think they deserve pay equality and a strong national defense, because I think if we don't keep our borders safe, that all of this goes away, and it goes away fast. Those of you who have been in war countries see how cruel people can be, and there is evil in the world. So I am running. I've tried to be a Democrat, and I've tried to be a Republican, and I'm right in the middle. And I think it's gridlock. Remember what Jim Moran said, why is he leaving? He can't take it anymore. And Don Beyer has a great resume. Personally, I would love to see him be a philanthropist, because he really is a very wealthy man, and he has done so much good. And why he wants to take on this job at his age is beyond me, when he could have a yacht and sail down to the Caribbean. I mean, let me go do it. I'll stay late on, in February in the snow. So it's a definite issue on that. The only way to break the gridlock, and I think we all know this, is to get away from the political parties. George Washington, in his farewell address, and I'll paraphrase, said, "Be very careful of political factions. They will rip your liberty apart." And we're here today. Jim Moran stood here and told you what is not getting done. They're not even coming back until November. And look at these issues that we have. These are serious issues. There is not one independent in the U.S. House of Representatives, and they're going to continue to fight. There's 2 in the Senate, but I'm going to ask you for your vote. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself before that. But I think that the only way we can change it is this way, and I'll ask you to give me a chance. My background is, I'm a businesswoman. I've had a full background in tourism, and I rose to manager of national sales for Eastern Airlines, and when they ceased operations, I went into finance. So while I don't have a military background, I learned how to fight on a trading floor, and trust me, that's a tough one. So I am very tough. I've risen through the ranks in finance. I've written a book on consumer financial protection, and I'm currently an equity analyst, and I attend George Mason University. It's an online program, so I have plenty of time to be in Congress, and I am studying gerontology. I think it's very important that we protect our seniors. I think it's also very, very important to me that a promise is a promise. And this past Congress did try to cut into military pensions. It was only 1%, so it was small, but I still think there's certain things that should be sacred. And if you're laying your life on the line for your country, you deserve to have your pension. And I think that government workers, the federal workers, also need to be protected. So this is something that I'm going to fight very, very hard for. On the environment, is Don Beyer here? Okay, and Micah. This drives me crazy because I love science. We all know what carbon is, right? Carbon is the fourth most populous substance in the universe. We are 20% carbon. We can't tax carbon. We need to tax carbon emissions. But it's already been shot down. Cap and trade has been shot down. We've tried all of this. Yes, we have serious climate change problems. What is the real problem? The real problem is that if we have solar and wind, we have no way to maintain this energy. If we put all of the energy that we can pile up in the world, in all the batteries in the world, we can power the earth for 10 minutes. So what we need is the new technologies. There's people like Danielle Fong, who's out in Silicon Valley, who has developed a program to capture this energy in air, and it's kept in carbon graphite tanks. And if we can get behind new energy programs like this, Toyota's coming out with a fuel emission car that sucks in oxygen, mixes with hydrogen, and water comes out, which you can water your lawn with. Zero emissions. These are the types of things that we need to get behind, because there is too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And Dawn's right, it is a huge priority. We need to get in and we need to fight for it, and we need to fight for it fast, because if we're gonna leave a nice planet for our children, we need to get our act together. And Congress does not have their act together. So I ask you to please give me a chance, and I think I'm about 6 minutes. I'd love to have your questions. Thanks.